It was a cold, crisp evening at the North Pole, and the elves had just finished their final preparations for Christmas Eve. Stockings were lined up, gifts were wrapped, and reindeer hooves were freshly polished. Everything was ready. But deep inside Santa's workshop, an important ritual had yet to begin. At the very center of the great wooden table, among the toy blueprints and cookie crumbs, sat the box. Not just any box, Viva's Fudge. Santa cracked his knuckles, adjusted his spectacles, and let out a deep sigh. "All right," he murmured, lifting the lid carefully. A warm, rich aroma filled the air, swirling with hints of cocoa, caramel, and just the faintest touch of peppermint. It was the smell of Christmas. The elves stopped what they were doing. A few reindeer poked their heads through the workshop windows, their noses twitching. Even the wind outside seemed to pause, as if leaning in to catch a whiff. Santa reached in and pulled out a small, perfectly cut square of fudge. It was dense, dark, and topped with just the right amount of sea salt, exactly how his mother had made it when he was just a little boy at the North Pole. He smiled, remembering the way she would hum carols as she stirred the thick, bubbling chocolate. "The secret, Nicky," she used to say, tapping his nose with a cocoa-covered spoon, "is love. You put love into something, and it spreads." Santa took a bite. Warmth. Not just the kind that tickles your tongue, but the kind that fills your chest, spreading through your fingers and toes, until you feel like you've been wrapped in the softest, coziest blanket in the world. And then, the magic happened. With a whoosh, a golden light burst from the box, swirling around Santa like a ribbon of cinnamon and joy. His hat lifted, his beard fluttered, and suddenly he was weightless. Elves gasped. The reindeer watched in awe as Santa floated upward, his form stretching like a twinkling beam of Christmas light. His laughter rang out, deep, rich, and full, as he became one with the very spirit of Christmas. It happened every year. The Fudge always did this. With his boots hovering above the workshop floor, Santa let out a hearty chuckle and called down to the elves. "Well, looks like Christmas spirit is in full force." The elves cheered. The reindeer nodded knowingly, and as Santa finally floated back down to earth, his feet touching the ground just in time to board his sleigh. The Christmas magic was officially alive and well, because Christmas spirit isn't about gifts or ribbons or the latest toy catalog. It starts with something small. A gesture, a kindness, a simple, perfect piece of fudge made with love. And as long as that love exists, Christmas will always begin at the North Pole.